Salute, this is Jeff, and we're going to be playing a little Dark Souls. Today, our target are the Bell Gargoyles at the top of the Undead Parish. First, we're going to collect a few items. A few vanity items, actually. Our first objective is to stab this boar in the butt until he dies. Which, even though I'm only using an axe, should only take 2 butt stabs. This will, by killing this boar with a backstab, you'll get its special helmet. Which makes you look awesome. That's the only reason we're doing this. He doesn't seem too concerned about my stabbing him in the butt there. So, he died. I got his helmet. I picked it up. You can too, following these easy steps. Look at that Fang Boar helmet. This is how we're going to fight the gargoyles. It's very important to have the helmet on so that you can intimidate them properly. The next few things we're going to pick up is the basement key, which is located right here on this corpse. We'll be using that to get around to a shop to buy some items. It is in fact not necessary to open the gate. And also we'll be picking up the halberd, which is a large polearm weapon. There we go, from that body there. The halberd will require 16 strength, 12 dexterity. I do believe those are the stats for it. So I went ahead and leveled up to that. I think at this point I'm only level 10. We're using the basement key to go to the lower undead burg, and then skipped all the middle part. You can figure that out for yourself. Come up here, and we find the female undead merchant. The reason we came here is because we want to buy some delicious charcoal pine resin. Charcoal pine resin will apply a fire effect to your weapon. In this case, we're going to be using the halberd. It will very safely double the damage. We're also going to talk to Andre the blacksmith and upgrade our halberd 1 time. Now, of course, you can always just grind and upgrade all of your weapons and armor as much as you see fit before fighting these bosses, but we're only going to do it once. I think that'll be sufficient. So there we go, halberd +1. Get an extra 10% of damage. And let's go, let's fight those gargoyles. They are extremely hard, especially soloing, since it's basically a 1v2 fight here, although it doesn't seem that way initially. But yeah, let's go for it. Walk through the fog door, we got our awesome boar helmet on, clearly he's scared to death. We're going to start by blocking his first attack, and falling off, and dying, and getting burned, and dying, and then getting burned, and then I died. So my recommended strategy is don't fight alone. Now what you can do is if you go into human form, you can summon in buddies with white summon signs, just other people in the area. Of course, that's not guaranteed, but you can guaranteed summons. If you've talked to Solaire of Astora, he will help you. And also if you have freed Lautrec, who is the guy in gold armor with the Chotels, who is locked up inside the parish, his summon sign will also appear, and you can summon him to fight, and they will tank and distract 2 very important concepts. But if you're stubborn like me and you want to do it by yourself, here is how it can be done. First, we need to learn the moves of the gargoyle and how best to dispatch them. Now, as we've learned from a little bit earlier, we don't want to stand at the edge. First attack, a flying slam attack. Not always the first one it'll do, but simply hold up a shield, walk to the left. Safe spots on the sides. It's easy to basically avoid the stack. Not a big deal. Keep your shield up. The forward thrust is the safest way to attack the gargoyles because they have a long recovery time after doing a thrust like this. Just moving to the side will solve that. Solve it. Block it. Here is the overhead crushing slam. This will do a lot of damage, or it will take off a lot of stamina. You can move or roll to the side. Safest way is to be out of range or very close. I'm going to pick up my souls because I am not going to let them have them. Now the first thing we want to do whilst actually attacking is to get rid of the gargoyle's tail. After he does a thrust, in this case the opening we're waiting for, after he does a thrust we're going to disengage the lock-on, and then we're going to stab the tail manually. It should only take 1, as in this case with the halberd, or maybe 2 or 3, but you want to make sure to attack the tail directly. That'll prevent the gargoyle from using its tail swipe attack, meaning that as long as you're behind it, you're basically perfectly safe. The flying uppercut is what got us the first time, knocked us off. It's important to remember that this has a knockback effect on it, so stay in the middle. Now, at this point, you might be stressing out, but don't, because the other gargoyle will not appear until the first one has 50% health. The last attack here is a 2 or 3 wide sweeps. We only see 2 right here. We'll see 3 in just a second. The easiest way to avoid this is to hold the shield up. Timed rolls will also be able to do it, but a little bit harder to do. Work your way behind him. And then don't be greedy. Just, poke here and there. What we want to do is, in fact, get our charcoal pine resin out when he's almost 50% health down. But until then, you have all the time in the world. You can just relax. As long as his tail's not there, he has a very predictable attacks. So here we go. Here's our opening. After he has completed an attack, we're going to apply our charcoal pine resin to give our wonderful halberd a fire effect. We're going to use it two-handed by pressing the Y button, and we're going to stab repeatedly. If you can manage to get 3 stabs in, okay, wait for opening, switch to two-handed. 3 stabs will stagger. There's a third. Oh, and then he only has 2 or 3 hits left. The other gargoyle is on his way in, and we just have 1 more hit, and this guy's dead. Excellent. That is the most stressful part of the fight, trying to get the first one dead after the fire breath. Large cone of damage. It is a really bad situation to be in front of a gargoyle at this point. This one actually starts with half health, as you can notice, and does not have a tail. But as soon as you're down to 1 gargoyle, the rest of the fight is trivial because he has no defenses on his backside, especially when he's doing that super long fire attack. Yeah, defeated him. Got him. Got him. You can too. Bow. I'm a good gentleman. A boar gentleman. I don't mean to be a boar, but okay. Now I'm a gargoyle.